Now, though, the next show coming after the Book of Boba Fett, we got a 3-month little hiatus, is well, not 3 months, like more like 1.5 months, because it premiered over Christmas. Anyways, but the next show coming after the Book of Boba Fett is Moon Knight. I personally love the Moon Knight trailer that came out recently. I rewatched it recently. It is fantastic. But yeah, I'm just so excited. The first 4 episodes screened for critics. And they said, most of them said, this is one of the most interesting and new MCU shows. Now, they say that with a lot of the MCU shows, and obviously they don't get to see the finale. And the finale has been really where the MCU shows have fallen flat, really. It's just consistently across the board. WandaVision finale, with some great moments. Falcon and Winter Soldier finale, with some okay to good moments. Loki finale, I hated. Didn't love it either. What If finale was, What If, but I didn't like What If overall, so I like the finale. So what does that say about that show? Hawkeye finale, okay, sure. So it's no secret that I'm really hoping that a Moon Knight sticks to landing. But aside from that, what am I looking forward to for Moon Knight? I've tried to stay away from all the clips and all the additional TV spots, so I always do. So I don't know that much about Moon Knight other than what's in the trailers. Obviously, I know about Mark Spector and Stephen Grant and all that sort of stuff. What am I expecting? What am I hoping for Moon Knight? I'm hoping for a show that can fit into the MCU, but can also stand on its own. I think Eternals is a movie that can stand on its own, but isn't really, and again, Kevin Feige will figure it out later, but doesn't really fit into the MCU as we know it right now. Shang-Chi is a movie that can fit into the MCU and stand on its own. Although it leans more heavily into with the whole Trevor Slattery thing, so whatever. But yeah, I especially with a show like Moon Knight, I'm hoping that this is a show that just really is a good show. I think we've had some decent show. I think WandaVision has been a really good show. I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier is a fine MCU show. I think Loki is the same. I think Hawkeye is the same. But we really haven't gotten just a good standalone show. Do you know what I mean? And I'm really hoping that that's what Moon Knight is. So that's number 1. Number 2 is, and I have all the confidence in the world about this after hearing the reviews, just a fantastic Oscar Isaac performance, an Oscar Isaac vehicle. I think Elizabeth Olsen took hold of the opportunity she was given and gave a fantastic performance, and she has just elevated herself. Anthony Mackie, I think, was fine. I think Tom Hiddleston has always been, really good. I think Jeremy Renner was pretty good, but I think I want Oscar Isaac to just really assert himself in the role and just become Moon Knight. I think that would just be, really fun to watch. Third thing is a decent villain. The MCU shows have fallen under the MCU movie syndrome, at least Phase 1, Phase 2 MCU movie syndrome, of having pretty bad villains, let's be honest. Agatha Harkness was not a good villain. Not a great villain. Carly Morgenthau was a terrible villain, in my opinion. He Who Remains, sure, fine. I don't like him. The TVA in general, pretty interesting, but yeah. Kingpin was barely in the show. Tracksuit Mafia, whatever. So I think having, the villain be revealed early on, unlike some of the other shows, of being Arthur Harrow, Ethan Hawke, is going to be really interesting, and is going to sort of play into the show itself. And I'm really excited about that. Number 4 is dig into the supernatural, dig into the weird, dig into the psychological thriller aspects of the show. This is your chance to be something different, obviously. And I applaud the MCU shows for the most part for being very different. WandaVision being a sitcom / sort of a thriller as well. Falcon and Winter Soldier being action, Loki being time heisty sci-fi, Hawkeye being a Christmas buddy cop show. This looks like a psychological thriller through and through. Miss Marvel looks like a fun teen coming of age show. She-Hulk looks like a satire. Like I think that's what's really good about the Disney Plus MCU shows, and I think that Moon Knight will do the same. Yeah, I mean those are basically all of my. Also, actually, well, I should say number 5, gritty action. We saw it in the trailer. Daredevil-esque action where he's sort of Batman-esque action where he's beating up that person in front of the mirror, I think. And hopefully we get more of that. I saw some reviews saying we don't get as much of that in the first 4 episodes, which is a little disappointing. But we'll see about that. So that's really what I'm hoping for a show like Moon Knight.